What's up, figure freaks? Here we are once again doing another action figure review. This time around, we're doing the Marvel Legends Maximum Series Hulk. Looking at the box, we got the side of the box with the Hulk leaping up into the air and grabbing a missile and tearing it apart. You see the little fire blast effects there on the back of the box or the front of the box. I guess it's up to you. It's all relative. You got the Hulk doing the thunderclap. I heard that that is a challenging position to get the figure into or to stay positioned at. Side of the box, once again, we got a small glamour shot of the figure jumping down on top of us, on top of the camera. And then the front of the box, once again, we have the action figure itself. We have the 3 swappable heads. We'll go more in detail about those in a bit because they are each based on a different artist's representation of the character. We have the 3 swappable hands along with the rocket with blast effect and the power clap blast effect as well. I'm assuming the 2 wave things that attach onto the hands, the motion effects are buried in there somewhere. So a little bit of controversy with this figure, I guess you could say, along with the Maximum Series Spider-Man. Seems like the focus on that was the price, and then this guy comes out and he's $10 more. What do you expect? I don't know. I hear a lot of crying about it. I mean, if I don't like it, I ain't gonna buy it. So I suggest everyone else should do the same. Don't cry about it and then buy it, you know? So, I don't know. Just some funny shit out there in internet land. And, yeah, I don't know. We can look at the top of the box here. And the bottom, you know the deal. Barcode and all that shit. So yeah, we'll go through the figure. We'll do some pretty groovy comparisons. I got a lot of the big boys out, a lot of big Hulk guys. So let's get into it and open this guy up and see what the Hulk is all about. All right, let's just take a quick look at the figure still in the plastic molding. So it came in 2 parts, and yes, the little like motion wave effects were in another plastic piece in the back. Pretty cool, I think, with the green, how it gets closer. Well, yeah, we all know that this is going to clamp onto the hands, and his hands are green. So that's a pretty cool effect. I wish they kind of went darker, maybe kind of went down this way a little bit more, kind of more of a transformation in color, just to show the motion or the movement, but this ain't bad. And then, of course, you've got the hands. You got some fists up top, and we got the slappy hands down there. And then we got the figure itself with the 2 different heads. My, I guess, feeling is that this is the Dave Keown, Mike Deodato, and Ed McGuinness heads. So pretty good interpretations, but I'll probably go through the heads and talk about which ones I like best and which one I like least, which right now I can tell you is probably veering over to the left of your screen. And then, yeah, we got these blast effects. This is pretty big. Looks like a star you put on top of a Christmas tree. Or on top of the Hulk's head. I don't know. Wow. There's this. Got the wires and stuff out of there. That's pretty cool. I like that. Alright. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Let's go. What's going on here? Oh, okay, that's what happens. Silliness. And then you got the bottom there. They're going to come together. You got to kind of make sure all the wires get in there. And then clamp it in. Call Let's put that in like a G.I. Joe display. That's pretty cool. Wow, what a beast. All right, I'm gonna get things set up real quick. Stay tuned, guys. We got the figure out of the plastic molding, out of the box, and here we got all of his accessories all displayed here. Kind of a lot to unpack. Let's check them out. We got the slappy hands here. Pretty nice looking green. I think it's a lot brighter than the previous Hulks, at least with the 2-pack with Wolverine and Maestro. Much brighter. Here we got the fists. Let's check out these heads now. I'm not sure. I think this one's actually going to be my favorite here, the Mike Deodato head. It's got the shaggy hair. It's got the gritted teeth with some of the red gums showing. A little bit of green up here, like almost like a green wash over the black. Pretty cool. Then we got the Dave Keown version, which a lot of people would say is Dave Keown is like the essential Hulk artist. I would say, you know, I could agree with that, but there's a lot out there, a lot of artists like John Romita from back in the day. Pretty nice sculpt. You got just the blank white eyes, so there's no pupils in there. Slicked back hair, almost like he combed it. It's shaved nice. It's buzzed really short on the sides and the back. And then we're gonna pop this guy off and kind of look more at this one. The Ed McGuinness Screaming Head. Now this one's got some nice sculpt to it. Like the hair is, you know, all waving back. The paint is decent. You see some green accents there in the hair. Actually quite a bit. The teeth, the mouth, the tongue. He's got pupils. He's got kind of the darkness around the eyes. Now, I just think this one's kind of like exaggerated, but that is the art of Ed McGuinness. Ooh, got like a little red plate in there, which is for the mouth, I guess. So I'm going to pop another head on this guy. Now, with the body here, I'm going to take away this stuff. You got this rubbery plastic for the torso. And people were concerned about the wear and tear. I feel like swapping the heads, this ring here, that is, it's actually kind of hard. So there's like something in back behind there that's supporting this, where here it's kind of squishy. But there's something in there. There's just a lot of room in between what's inside and this chest cover. But I feel like this could wear down. I don't know. I'm going to put on the Deodato here. There we go. What I've noticed is this figure is actually kind of hard to stand. Not hard, but it's just he's a little wobbly. Unless you kind of spread his legs and then kind of pivot those thighs outward. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with the toes being articulated there. But if you stand them just like this, it's, I don't know, it's kind of a balancing act. So I just spread him out a little bit, pivot like that. He stands just fine. The paint is pretty decent. I like how right up here they have kind of like, it's almost like a scuff wrap around. Not so much on the back here, but it starts here and ends here. So it kind of wraps around the front, and it just kind of shows like the pilling or the ripping of the pants when he grows big. Of course, down here, the pants cuts are the same as previous offerings. Maestro, 2-pack, Red Hulk, they all have the same stuff. Here, the same exact rips in their pants. But again, you can see kind of a lighter purple accent around the rip. So your eyes kind of pick up those tears a little bit more. So that's kind of a cool little addition with the paint. Otherwise, it's just business as usual with this Hulk. I think just by first glance, and I kind of compared him to the 2-pack Hulk, the Wolverine 2-pack Hulk, and this Hulk seems maybe a tad bigger, but we'll have to kind of measure him up here. So that's the figure and all his accessories. We got the rocket here, and then kind of a closer look at this, and I'll put it on here, but this is the kind of motion effect of him doing the thunderclap. You got 2 of them, one for each hand, of course. It's a little green at the top here, and then just gets kind of a translucent clear on the way down. Pretty cool, though. You know, everyone's been like, when do we get to see him do the thunderclap? And now we got it. So, and we'll test that out, because I've been seeing videos of people struggling to get that position or pose to stay. I asked this for the Maximum Spider-Man, and what do people look at? And they look at value. Now, what we see here, is this worth the 60 plus tax plus shipping, whatever? Is that worth it? So, maybe you're paying close to $80 after tax and shipping. I ordered a few of these, so I got free ship from Pulse. What you want to do is you want to, if you got a few things you want to order them at the same time from Pulse, because then you'll get the free shipping. But, do you feel like this is worth the value? I do, because I bought it, and if you bought this stuff and you're still bitching and complaining about it, just shut the fuck up, for real. But what would have made this guy better? More heads, more hands? Probably not. We got the effects over here. The rocket's pretty cool. If they had added something like this, the ripped shirt, which looks really good on this Hulk. Would it have been worth it? Let's go through the articulation, and we'll ask ourselves that one more time, and then we'll get into the rating. and then do comparisons. Articulation is the same as all your Marvel Legends. The head moves, swivels, looks down about like that, which isn't bad. Looks up, not too bad, but it's a little bit hindered because of his thick shoulders, and he's kind of getting, well, at least with this head, the hair's kind of getting in the way. And we got the shoulders that have the butterflies, so you can pull it back like that. Shoulders wrap around. It's kind of ratchety, which I kind of like. He raises about that high, so not that flexible. In the shoulder, we got the bicep cut, single jointed elbow. Now that's, if it was double jointed pinless elbows, I'm sure there would have been less complaining. I got this kind of issue over here. I was looking at this. Look at this. When I straighten his arm, this stuff kind of pops out. Look at this. I don't know what that is really. Kind of want to cut it or slice it, but it disappears when we go here. I mean, it's not that bad. It kind of measures up when you fully straighten the arm. But then you go like this, and yeah, look at that. Anyway, torso bends down about that much, goes up about that much. You got a little gap in there. Also the hands, of course, you got the pivot and the twist. Do have the waist twist. He does the splits about like that. Thigh cut, double jointed knees with a single pin. So there's no pin down here, but there's a pin up here, which is interesting. Oh, I see why. It's because this is part of the molding, and then this was put on top of the molding, as you can see. And that's pretty much the way they've gone. I just kind of noticed that. So the pin will be under here on the green, but it's covered up by this thing, because this is probably glued on. And then again, you can see there on the paint, we got the lighter purple kind of around the rips. And then, of course, we got the pivot and tilt on the ankle. And then we actually have the toe articulation. So, as far as articulation, what could they have improved? Well, maybe no pins here. Double jointed with the elbow, whatever you want to call it, panel. Maybe that would have been, that would have been something new for these Hulk figures. So I think that would have made people happy, but I guess Hasbro knows best. But still, it just leaves room for a better offering in the future. Will we get these big bulky guys with double jointed elbows? Big forearms. So the paint is cool. The articulation's not bad. Accessories, I would say, is pretty darn good. Again, not perfect and probably not worthy of the 8. And I think I gave the Maximum Spider-Man a 7.8. But I'm kind of digging this Hulk. I am digging it. I think the head sculpts are better for this Hulk. This guy's actually kind of growing on me in person. I do like the textures and the paint of the hair. The sculpt, I should say. It's just, I don't know. It just feels super exaggerated to me. So, yeah. I'm going to go with the same thing, but I'm going to give it just a tad higher than the Maximum Spider-Man, and that's going to be a 7.9. All right. We're going to do some posing. I'm going to put these effects on. We're going to see how easy it is to get him to do the thunderclap. All right, so here we got him doing the thunderclap, and I put this wraps around his head quite nicely. So that's about it. I mean, I wish there was something that would get this to clasp on here. You just basically got to snug it in here and kind of tighten the two hands, or kind of push them together to get it to work. But just first off, a heads up, if you want them to squeeze it more this way, at first I had like the biceps pointing up, like so. But when I turned them inward, he was able to get a closer grip. So it was easier to get him to touch hands. So still working on getting this thing in here. It's kind of heavy and it just wants to fall. So, but these things clasp on really good. They just go on to the wrists here. I would suggest popping off the hands and then sliding these onto the wrists and then putting the hands back on. But they're pretty much locked in place. And if you want to do a thunderclap, I think this kind of pulls it off as is, just like this without the actual clap effect. The swinging effects kind of, I think they show that the motion that's going on. So this, to me, is almost good enough. And this is just almost like a throwaway. But I'm going to keep on working on it here. I just wish there was something that it would clasp onto, like if it could like just pop into the thumb. You could do that here, I guess, but it just looks wonky and silly. So let me see. God damn. I'm going to keep working on that. Let me get back to you. So yeah, still fiddling around with it. I'm going to have to decrease my rating of this figure, honestly, based on accessories. I think this thing, it sucks. It's way too heavy. And if you try to put it in between his hands, it just wants to drop and fall. But you could do it this way, which I don't know if that's that great of a look. But it stays up there pretty well. I think you're pulling off the clap good enough here. It just seems awkward and strange. So to me, again, it's almost like a throwaway accessory. It's just too heavy. There should have been something on here to clasp on to at least one of the hands and just tie it together like that. But otherwise, it's just stupid. It's gonna fall at some point. If you get it to actually stay here, and then you pick it up to show your buddy, hey, check this out. This is cool, right? And he doesn't want to balance either. So there's a weight issue with the figure itself as well as this accessory. Yeah. It would have been kind of cool if they did almost like a shockwave effect where it was like something that kind of like clasped on here and almost did like a wave coming at you, like almost like a havoc type effect, where it's like wow, 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 coming at you. That would have been all right. But for me, if I'm going to pose this guy doing the thunderclap, it's just going to be like this. Boom. And it's cool that this thing is soft so that he can pull off that thunderclap. But, yeah, screw this thing. It's dumb. You got this big circular thing in here, and it doesn't really latch on to anything. So I don't know what the fuck they're thinking, you know. Do better, Hasbro, seriously. And for the shills out there that are like, oh, this is a great accessory, it's really not. It's just not. To get this guy to stand is somewhat of a challenge in the first place. And then to add something that weighs this much to the front where he's already kind of falling forward, you got these big ass arms with accessories to also weight it down. So it's just like, they just didn't think about that. So we could put this on his head so he could look like the baby Jesus, or, I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but like, yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Why? So yeah, he's going back down, and I want to do a 7.5, but I almost want to go lower because I hate this thing. So I'm going 7.4, and that's my final answer, 7.4. Just because I don't think 7.5 is low enough. And I'm not trying to be a hater. It's just like, I don't know. This is just a head scratcher to me. It's silly. So, all right, let's get into comparisons now. This is becoming a long video. So we're gonna bust out a bunch of Hulk enemies, versions of Hulk, maybe female versions of Hulk. But let's get into that. Oh my God, right when I press record, it drops out. So, I don't know. I hope you guys are having better luck than I am, honestly. Yeah, he won't squeeze it together enough for it to stay. When you got this guy up in your display, that shit's gonna drop out now. Like, all I have to do is touch him, and that stuff drops out. It's a weight issue, honestly. If this thing was lighter, it would probably be A-okay, but I don't know, dude. I almost want to go lower on my rating, but yeah. So that's that for the thunderclap. We're gonna end it with that. All right, here we got the Dave Keown head on there. For the display, I'm definitely going with the Diodato head. This head is, to me, what the Hulk should be. He's angry, he's raging, he's pissed, gums are popping out. So that's probably going to be what I'm going to be having on the display. This guy is actually growing on me just a tad. I am a McGinnis fan, especially back in the day when Red Hulk came out, and the McGinnis art, he was really good at drawing muscles, and just big dudes, like he kind of draws Spider-Man more muscly than he should be because he draws big, bulky characters. But I would say the Keown head is probably still in second place, but these guys are closer than I guess I'd care to admit. They're just closer, and this guy's grown on me, and I'm not that impressed with this head, but yeah, it's close. It's almost too close to call. So let's do some comparisons here. Now, I just brought out the big boys for this comparison. I'm not going to bring out like the Maximum Spider-Man. I just did a review of that. I was thinking about busting out my Bruce Banner from that 2-pack, but I'm not going to do that. So first of all, we're going to bring one of the earliest offerings of the Hulk. Now let's kind of compare here. They both kind of have slightly, they're pretty much the same, I guess. This guy, the new one might be a tad bulkier, and I don't know if he's taller or not. I don't think so. So, you know, difference in paint, but, you know, he's still got the purple pants and the green skin. I really loved this figure when it came out. That 2-pack with Wolverine, with the original Wolverine, is pretty awesome. So, but I do think if you take this white shirt and put it over here, it looks awesome. So we'll do that just for the time being. But yeah, and these guys do have the butterflies. Just looks weird when you pull it out like that. It looks almost like it's gonna detach, where like here it doesn't. And I think that's where this big soft shell kind of comes in handy. I think that helps in that regard. But yeah, pretty much everything is the same. I think the lower torso stomach area is the same sculpt. The pants is definitely the same sculpt. The feet are not, obviously, but pretty close. Just had to get those articulated toes. Next up, we got Maestro. Same deal. All the same molding or sculpts, except for the feet, of course the head, and then the chest. A little darker green. He's got the brown pants. He's got the gauntlets. And this necklace. But I think he rips off a Hercules, I think. Seeing a little too much from exit stage right there. Sorry. And then we got She-Hulk. Awesome She-Hulk. I'm super stoked to get that Fantastic Four She-Hulk. Cannot wait. Love this busted gun accessory. The Fantastic Four one's going to be coming with those dumbbells. Pretty cool. And then we got the Son of Hulk Scar, which is pretty recent release. Not a bad figure. Just nothing to get too excited about, at least for me. Darker green. He's got those tats on the arm there. Got the dagger and the sheath in the back. Big old sword. So, he's pretty badass. Alright, we're going to kind of get these guys in the background here. Oh, don't drop your gun. Come on now. Yeah, we'll take care of that later. Alright. Then we got the Red Hulk. And I stole this flaming effect from, I think it was like a... Was it the Demo Goblin? I can't remember. The older Demo Goblin, but it just kind of sits on his back. Like that. Now this was the figure, and this is the original offering here. I didn't buy the new one, but this one here, I loved this figure when it came out. I was a big fan of Red Hulk. Like I said, that Ed McGuinness run. Jeff Loeb, Ed McGuinness doing the Red Hulk when he first came out and killed Abomination and went after like A-Bomb, and it's good stuff. So, again, exact same mold as this Hulk and Maestro. Those gray Hulks that we got, the one in the Banner 2-pack, and I think we got another one in a retro card. All the same sculpt yet again, and I could bust all those out, but then we'd be here all day. Let's take some of these guys away. And we got another Red Hulk, but it is the Diamond Select Red Hulk, and this guy is a freaking beast. He's huge. So compare him to the Hulk. I mean, geez. We gotta get these guys out of the way now. Look at that size difference. So this Red Hulk is fucking awesome. I love this guy, and I do have him displayed with my Marvel Legends. Although he's probably the biggest figure on that shelf. Really good figure, and at a good price. I think it's $25 for this guy. Probably more expensive now. Now we're gonna bring out some of the guys that the Hulk fights. And one of his favorite sparring partners is one of my favorite characters ever. And that's the blue-eyed, fun-loving thing. And it's clobbering time. Now you can see there's quite the size difference here, as we know. But the Thing is smarter. The Thing is a very good fighter. He's a pugilist. So yeah. The Thing does all right when he's going up against the Hulk. It's clobbering time. Alright, some other enemies, because sometimes the Thing is a friend. Hulk don't like rock, man. We got the Juggernaut. Now this is the 2-pack Juggernaut. We're getting that new one, the Gamerverse one, that's going to be big, 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 and probably would stand pretty close to this Red Hulk back here. But he is not smaller than the Hulk. He's actually maybe a little bit bigger. What's going on here? But yeah, size comparison-wise, pretty close. And I'm also a big Juggernaut fan, as well as Colossus. And I felt like maybe bringing out Colossus for this comparison, but we got the Thing. We don't really need Colossus, right? Oh, this guy is slipping and sliding, but he's so bulky that there's nowhere for it to go. So it can slip and slide, I think. Yeah. So there's that. And then finally, a guy that the Hulk likes to just beat up on, and this is the new Retro Rhino, which I like. Like the character. I just remember growing up, and the Hulk was just, he was like Batroc. You know, Batroc is Cap's like punching bag, and I felt like the Rhino was kind of the Hulk's punching bag. He was just always beating the crap out of him, but I like this figure a lot. And we got the new head sculpts, and we got rid of those fucking stupid shoulder pads. I don't know what was going on with that with the Build-A-Figure, but they threw that in there. So there we have it, guys. We got some comparisons. My final answer for that rating is 7.4 out of 10. Far from perfect. The biggest negative, I would say, is this. Tell me what you guys think. You guys able to get this thing attached? Is there some kind of secret to it? I don't know. Can it wrap around his fist? Will that work? I don't know. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. So maybe I gotta do one fist, and he's kind of doing the, you know, kind of thing. I don't know, but like, I guess there you go. It almost looks like he's like holding like a sword. So I just figured it out. I broke the code. But in all seriousness, not really. But I don't know. They could have just done better with this. So that to me is a major criticism. All the rest, the swing effects, pretty cool. The extra hands, the extra heads, awesome. Good enough for me. And then the rocket, that's a nice little addition, you know. And then this whole thing where it pulls apart, you get the wires, like that's some attention to detail that I can respect and that I like. So to me, awesome. So this is probably my longest review yet. A lot of tangents and just kind of going off and talking and mostly just poo-pooing on, you know, the North Star here. But yeah, so finally 7.4, we're going to get out of here, guys. Maximum Hulk review is now finally over. So please like, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this review, about this figure. How do you like it? How do you rank it? Would be a pleasure to hear what you guys think. So drop me a comment and I will respond. Guys, we're out of here. Thanks for watching and peace